Josh reporting, Lakeland Police Department. Chief's chat.
I'm saying it is what it is. Okay? We'll see who makes that determination. We're not recommending the discipline coming out of our office. That is a mechanism for transparency. So then you can't say, well,
over the past 2 or 3 years, I guess you probably put in a double still work because that's simply the problem, it seems like. But one thing I was thinking about with the Don incident, I know that they said that several times that there were complaints called in to the 911 operators, and they just kind of fluffed it off. Is that something that your office gets reports of when they do that?
Yes, yes.
And then, so it was the former police chief then that decided that those had no merit and shouldn't be investigated until a citizen brought everything to our attention.
Yeah, I wasn't up there then, but just a bit. we do, complaints like that would come through our office. They would. And I think they were addressed. What happens is, since it's over,
Yeah.
if it, in a case like that, it would be addressed. As a matter of fact, thank you, the lieutenant that was up, that
I
was
was
not
a
captain.
lieutenant during that time, and those were vetted and investigated at those times. So as soon as we were made aware of those allegations, we would look into those immediately. So,
No, I mean the phone calls that came
all,
previous.
well, all that was part of the investigation. So yes, so as soon as we were made aware of it, we looked into it.
Any other, yes, sir.
Yes, I'm Levi Jonathan. My wife was sexually battered by Officer Rose. I think we spoke about the case some time ago, May of 2013 when it occurred. My question is to do with the conclusions of the investigations. Do you keep those statistics in terms of numbers for the actual decisions that were made?
What we do keep is the outcome, yes, sir.
So, in other words, could you show how many numbers of cases that you found to be unfounded versus how many number of cases that you found to be sustained?
Yes, sir.
And you can show those numbers. You have those numbers available. How would I obtain that?
You can call the office, you can call me, and whatever we can give to you, the case has to be closed, and we'll be able to provide you that information.
That's for every single complaint.
That has been investigated.
Ron, it's in the annual report, which is available on the website.
Okay, when you say has been investigated, is there a screening process that so many complaints are discarded before you get to the point considered investigation?
They have to be a policy of procedure violation.
And who determines that?
My office.
And do you have the number of complaints in total as opposed to those that came under investigation? Do you have those numbers? Do you have the total
81
number?
last year citizen complaints and 39 total full-fledged internal affairs investigations. Like I said, it's in the annual report.
89?
81.
81 complaints in
Citizen
total in the whole year in the
Yes,
city of Lakeland.
yes, sir.
Okay.
It's not easy being me. It's not easy at all. It's not easy being me.
Our Chief of Police, Larry Gibb.
No mercy. Them got no mercy. Look into yourself. Look into your life. Come tell me, how can one thing be so wrong, be so right? It doesn't matter who is wrong or right. What we gonna do about it? Do about it. Neatly wait and murmur not. Please control your hunger. Just wait a little longer. Them say the weak will get strong. What is your definition of strong? Someone help me understand. How can one thing be so right, be so wrong? Be so right, be so wrong. The world is in a big confusion. We need a solution. Always staying safe from. Meekly wait and permanent. Please control your hunger. Just wait a little longer. Them say the weak will get strong. What is your definition of strong? Please help me understand. How can one thing be so right, be so wrong? The world is in a big confusion. same song. Is this the Armageddon? What we gonna do about it? What we gonna do about it? Them got no mercy, no mercy. Aye, aye. Them got no mercy, no mercy. No mercy, no mercy. Them got no mercy, no mercy.
Are your officers being instructed to take DNA samples?
Excuse me?
Are your officers instructed to take DNA swab samples from individuals?
Yes, when the opportunity avails itself where we need to do that. There's times that we do that, yes, during investigation.
Okay, just during investigation, because I know that some departments are actively doing it on the road.
You mean just walking out to an innocent person, walking up and asking for a DNA sample?
I don't know the specifics, but I
Could you
know that
clarify
certain
your answer,
departments
please?
are taking swabs on the street, and I'm asking.
I don't know
is that
anything
something
about that, sir.
Okay, do you sell the DNA?
Excuse
The
me?
swab, do you distribute those samples to anyone when you do take them?
No, sir.
You
Not-
keep
not
them
to my
internal?
knowledge. It would be
Everything's
used for the purpose of investigations.
Okay. And drones, drones being deployed?
No, sir. But that technology is emerging, and if we see that it would be beneficial to the community, we may venture into drones. But there's a lot of things that are going on with that technology. Again, I don't want to venture into it too soon because I'd like to see what exactly is going to go on in Tallahassee with the rules governing the use of drones. And before I spend that money to get us involved into that, I want to see how it's going. But I can tell you that from a cost savings perspective, that is an emerging technology that is very interesting to us.
How would it save costs?
Excuse me?
How would it save costs?
Well, let's say that you have a person that is going off into a wooded area that's armed, and instead of having to deploy a K-9 team or people to go in, you could fly over that area with a drone that's remotely controlled.
In a wooded area?
Excuse me?
In a wooded area?
Yes. That has a heat-seeking infrared system built into it. It would fly over that area and could pinpoint where that person was that would allow us to possibly take him into custody without loss of life for him or for our officers. But there's lots of uses. If you have a missing child or a child with a learning disability, or if you have an elderly person that's walked away from a home, you can put this drone up and you can cover a large area very, very quickly. There's a lot of things that make us think about it because the cost of operating a helicopter for us, we couldn't afford that. And so we partnered with the Polk County Sheriff's Department. But think about this, a patrol sergeant shows up on the scene, he walks to his trunk, he's got a situation, throws it up, it goes over, and now we're looking over an area. It gives us eyes up above. It could be a great advantage for us. But we need to make sure that we follow all the rules and regulations that are coming from the FAA. And I want to make sure that before we get involved in that we're making good fiduciary decisions. Any other questions?
E-warrants. Could
Where-
you talk about e-warrants?
What are e-warrants?
Yes, sir. E-warrants, I've heard about them just recently. No knowledge of what e-warrants are? You have no knowledge? You're not using e-warrants? Never heard of them?
E-warrant is.
Okay. It was on NPR today, I believe, so. E-warrants, electronic warrants, something new being used.
Interesting. Any other questions? Anybody else got anything else that I can answer?
Do you have any self-detonating robots, like the man in Dallas that got killed by a robot that blew up? Do you guys have anything like that laying around?
We have robots that we don't personally have robots. We have access to robots, but as far as self-detonating, no.
Doesn't anyone see that as cowardice? I mean, would you make that decision to use a robot to kill somebody before you actually go out and put your life on the line? I mean,
Sir,
is
I
there-
appreciate your comments,
is
but
there a
I'm gonna hold
line?
you up right there, and thank you very much.
I just think it's cowardice.
My time building my mind and think that destructive like the gun thing, the looting, the shooting, innocent life been taken. It's so frustrating. Now we need no debating with the gun thing, the shooting, the looting. If you are a bad man or a madman, you soon be a sad man. I man a god man. Bad guys I want me step on. Them thing them in no reckon. My words out my weapon when me try to creation. I said chill out, chill out. If you come from east, west, north or south, chill out, chill out.